if y'all would like to share things. But our agenda for today, as you can see, and I shared it out as well, we're going to go ahead and pivot quickly to the skip agenda item 1 as I'm waiting for our friends from Sunbird to join us. But we're going to go ahead and discuss Meck HOMES property tax support. So if y'all are not aware, Mecklenburg County offers support with property tax for families, and I put the chart because their graphic was I just put the chart together in a way that was a little bit more digestible. But up to $650 per family. I believe that I should have put the date on here. Sometime in mid-November is when the application deadline is. I know it's been running for some time, but you can see the income threshold is, thank you, Representative Lopez, November 21st. You can see, I believe that's 80% AMI, which, is kind of just an abstract number, but putting the number of families in the household with the income, you can see this right here. These are the flyers that we created, so I'll make sure that when we send the follow-up meetings that we share and we push these out. But this is a good program. I mean, the money is there. Mecklenburg County has done a good job with ensuring that folks get the support they need. I know 650 might seem like a drop in the bucket, but it does provide some support. Alrighty, on next item, we have the election calendar now, and I say that right as Councilmember-elect JD Maswera Arias has joined the call. I believe the last time that we had a call was when there was still a recount pending, but Councilmember-elect Maswera Arias is officially going to be our representative for District 5 effective December 1st. We are very excited about that. Congrats, JD. I know he's ready to hit the ground running and going. JD, I know I didn't give you the heads up. Do you have anything you want to say?
No, other than really thank you to everybody who voted in this election, whether you voted for me or did not. I intend to represent everybody in District 5, and please reach out if you have any questions or would like to talk about something. I'll just put in my email in the chat, but thanks. Thank you, Greg.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for being here. And also wanted to recognize Representative Lopez for being on the call. So this was just one part of the election cycle. JD does not have a challenger, so he will be the representative-elect. The bulk of the other districts do have challengers, and also the at-large representative will be, the at-large races on the ballot, the mayor's races on the ballot, all the district races are on the ballot. And also the sales tax referendum. Charlotte East, we have been trying to put out an informational series about, and this was just the most recent one I did, so I took a screenshot of the front page and put it on here. But for 3 weeks now, we've broken down the different components of what are included in the plan, the one that we did, and these are all in our social media accounts, but we can share the link. But the first week was what is in it specifically from a bus and rail component. The exact increases of frequencies for the specific bus routes for X, Y, and Z. Also for the rail lines. Last week we did the strategic investment areas. So what that means is the zones that will be road and streetscape improvements. And then this week we have done the exact cost, not exact, but the average cost to the Mecklenburg County household for the transit tax. You all can see on your right the election schedule. First day of early voting is next Thursday. The last day of early voting will be Saturday, November 1st. And you can see the actual election day is Tuesday the 4th. So the mayor's race, there are, correct me if I'm wrong, I think there are 6 at-large candidates, right? Yeah, there's 6. There are four Democrats and 2 Republicans. Everybody who's in here is probably more of a vested interest in Districts 5 and District 1, Both of those have no opposition in the general. District 6 is contested. District 3 is contested. Um, I don't think Renee, District 4 is not contested. So if you live in another area, and all the other municipalities, I know Venetia, you live up in Huntersville, so y'all have your things on that same day too. So um, yes, so November 4th. Food insecurity mapping. This has been a standing agenda item that we have worked on with a couple partners, including Representative Lopez. I know some of y'all, we have a lot of new faces today and some that are returning. One thing that Charlotte East and our partners have recognized over the past, year, but it's been for a while, but specifically honed in on over the last half a year. Food insecurity, we believe, is going to be the biggest issue facing our community. Um, it already is, but we believe that is just going to continue to get worse. Um, Currently, 32.3 or 32.7% of the people who live in this shaded area that we call the Greater Eastland area receive food and nutrition services. That's receive of 67,000 residents. Um, we do know with the federal cuts that'll be coming to SNAP, um, and totally independent of what happens with Medicaid, but just specifically to SNAP, that number of need is going to be a lot higher than the number of eligibility too. So what we are thinking, Joanne is on the call, Joanne Jenkins from Galilee, is hosting in the Q1 of next year a food summit at Galilee Ministries. If you don't know, Galilee actually has two food pantries. They have one called Lydia's Pantry, which is kind of a extra in addition to Loaves and Fishes, and they run it independently. They stock it. I know that they've been really looking for community volunteers to kind of adopt on certain days the pantry to increase hours for when it's open. But we at Charlotte East have created an interactive map for all of the food pantries in our community. It is not just for the food pantries, but we do have pretty much a comprehensive database of the things in our community that we see as comprehensive assets. So for example, all the parks, active recreational amenities, all the CMS schools that are in our footprint, all of the affordable housing. When I talk about affordable housing, so when people always say, oh, we have a very high percentage of concentration of state and city subsidized housing in our footprint. Our houses of worship, nonprofits, and social services. So we keep this as a standing agenda item just because we want a one-stop shop for people if they're in need, can find the resources that they need for whatever it is that they need. But the food resources, we put this on here recently. Every house of faith or food pantry that does offer support with food is listed. And like, for example, I'll click on, let me zoom in because I have both of y'all's on here, Joanne. We have Lydia's, and then we also have Galilee. So we have the information for how to get a referral, the hours that each one of these are open, the direct contacts. So this was a start for us. We want to have this summit in Q1 of next year to bring together the partners who are intentionally working in this area to kind of brainstorm around ways that we can prepare for what we know is coming, for ways that we can leverage on one and lean on one another. We are also working with our partners, Rebuilding Together of Greater Charlotte, who are doing critical home repairs in two of our neighborhoods that we've asked them to do home repairs in, about building little free libraries, so little free pantries that we can fund and have the individual neighborhoods adopt. So that's something that we hope we can do in Q1 of next year. And just, Venetia, I'd like, if you don't mind for a moment, to tell a little bit about the mobile pantry that you guys have coming through Weeping Willow and kind of how quickly it ran out yesterday.
Yeah, so the first Tuesday of every month, the Frankie May Foundation, Weeping Willow, and the county host a free mobile food pantry. And we start at 10:30, and around 11:05, the food was gone. We're usually there. The time is from 10:30 until noon. But yeah, by 11:05, everything was gone. We had people pulling up, and we had to turn them away because there was no more food. And the employee from Mecklenburg County said that it will the supply that the county is getting is dwindling down. So of course that's a ripple effect. So we don't know what November, December is gonna look like. So yeah, it was bad yesterday.
That's yeah, yeah. And like we keep saying, the need, and it's not to be doom or gloom. I mean, that we know the need is going to increase. Cameron, thank you for lifting that. Yeah, because when she came through, I didn't know that they did a pantry at Sacred Souls, and they now advertise it. So if y'all not familiar, Sacred Souls is right there at the intersection of Kilbourne and Eastway. So they're doing a pretty good job with that. And again, if there are more resources on here that this isn't comprehensive, this is what we know from our partners that are already doing. We are encouraging, and we do have some of our school-based partners that are creating pantries themselves. That's very hyper localized to the schools, which we feel is like the best way to do it. Like not open to the community, but like take it home on the weekends. Because if y'all don't know, our footprint has also the highest concentration of Title I schools in CMS, and actually the highest concentration of students coming from low socioeconomic census tracts in an urban district in the state of North Carolina. So the need is extremely high, but we will keep you in the loop as we get planning around this food summit. I know Joanne, Jordan, and Emily and I have a chat. I think it's next week to start preliminary planning. But I think this is going to be the big item over the next year and a half. So let me, I believe, did you jump on? Did I see our friend from Sunbird jump on? Tasha, are you on the call?
I'm here.
Oh, hey, there
Hi,
you are.
everybody.
What's up? How you doing?
I'm fine. How's everybody?
Doing well. The floor is yours. I'm very excited. This is super excited for y'all to hear about this. So,
Okay, so we are Sunbird Storage. I'm from New Jersey, and I came from New Jersey to start with another storage company. Something that we do at Sunbird Storage differently than others is we give back to nonprofits. They do ask for what we do ask for something in exposure as far as like just a sponsorship or anything like that. And we also ask if we can attend events to help out. I was just talking to someone else for a nonprofit, and me and him is going to come up with giving back to the community as far as like gift bags or turkeys for Thanksgiving or something during the seasonal Thanksgiving or Christmas. We're trying to figure it out because it actually comes from our pockets to give back, our main pockets, not the Sunbird side. Um, and then also with the storage units, we have units from 5x5 to a 10x20 that we give back to nonprofits as well.
can you? I'm sorry, I don't. My Zoom is tripping out. Can you speak a little bit more about the actual how the nonprofit storage unit piece works?
So with the nonprofit, I don't know if everybody can hear me, but with the nonprofit, when we do give back, we just ask for sponsorships or just posting us on social media or anything like that. You just come in, tell us what you're about, how do you give back to the community, because that's something that we look for. And then you pick your storage unit. It's nothing that you pay for, it's free. It's a free unit. And it's not something that we give only for exposure. It's just to help out in the community too. We have Healing Von Harbor here. That's one of our first nonprofit organizations. They help out with women, children. They make goodie bags for people and homeless and everything. They actually have something, if I'm not mistaken, coming up at the end of this month, if not beginning of November, where we'll be helping them feed the homeless and stuff like that. So you can use your storage unit for whatever you need it for, as long as it's basically a nonprofit.
Wonderful, wonderful. If they, can you put your email in the chat if folks want to get in touch with you?
Yeah.
You mind, y'all? So they just opened like a month ago at the intersection of W.T. Harris and Albemarle. Well, it's a little bit further up the cut on W.T. Harris, but you'll see it. It's right there behind the Bojangles. So it's where the new gas station is too, that just opened as well. So really nice facility. We went in there for their ribbon cutting the other day, and it was was really nice. So, Tosh, I'm super excited. I know storage is something that a lot of nonprofits don't necessarily think about as a top need, but I know it is a need, particularly given that we have a lot of nonprofits that don't have physical locations, right? Physical office space.
Mm-hmm.
So, you guys being able to come into our community and provide that need and really give back is critical. And in Sunbird, you guys only have what, like, how many locations in the Carolinas now?
So in the Carolinas, we have 5. We have 2 more coming up in Morrisville and another one next year on North Tryon. So they're trying to most likely start with 2 in each city and then move on to more. But every
Okay.
Sunbird Storage would do the same thing. We all give back. You could check our social media. Winston-Salem was the very first one that we had. They give back to everyone. We're also a part of the chambers. Like I said, we don't ask for anything in return when we give back. We just attend events and everything just like that. That's it. They don't
Cool.
ask for much. And it was weird to me too, y'all, but because I never worked with the storage company that give back to the community. So this is one of the ones.
Thank you. And John, I see you got a question.
Yeah, I did.
Mhm.
Tasha, I'm John with Alliance Health, and I'm just curious, is this something that we could share outwardly to our community stakeholders? I know, like Greg, I maintain a pretty robust distribution list for a lot of the nonprofit organizations throughout Mecklenburg County. And is there something that we can get that we can distribute and that it could clarify, eligibility and what the process would look like? Something of that level that we could, send out.
So I actually sent out an email. I send out emails. If you want, I can send it to you so you'll see. I can see if I can put it in the chat.
I
But
can I can put my email in the chat as well for you. And
okay.
then you also mentioned, I believe you mentioned you're expanding to Mooresville, did you say?
Yeah, so the Morrisville location is currently being built and we'll be doing the acquisition location out there as well.
Okay.
That Morrisville location should be open beginning of 2026, but with builders, you never know. But it should be beginning of 2026.
And
Tryon will be coming in the fall or winter of 2026 as well.
and for Mooresville, just in Ardell County, I have a excellent contact
Mhm.
that you may want to be linked to. So maybe we can, chat afterwards. I can get you connected so you can promote that for Mooresville
Yes,
if
of
you'd
course.
like. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. I'll send you put it in the chat and then I'll go ahead and send you the email.
Sounds good.
Wonderful. Any other questions for Tasha? Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us, Tasha.
Thank you. Thank
You
you for
too.
having me.
All right, y'all. What do we have next on the agenda? Okay, I did skip this. I'm sorry, I did skip this page. We have a number of upcoming events that are happening in our community over the next week and a half, and super, super, super excited for these. I'll go ahead and start off with Charlotte Museum of History's East Side Soul. So that's this weekend from 11 to 5 at the museum off Shamrock. It's going to be a day-long, essentially, celebration of all things East Side, right? Vendors from the East Side, nonprofits from the East Side. I did not put this together. This was the Museum of History. So just really different exhibits. I know different interactive events. Jumping Dreams DD is going to be there doing a double Dutch performance. Just really a celebration of community. I'm very excited. There are going to be panels throughout the day. I know myself, Councilmember-elect Maswara Arias, Erica Frazier, and longtime East Side resident Kathy Buckley are going to be on a panel talking about the future and history of the East Side, kind of where we've been, where we're going, with some super diverse perspectives. I'm very excited. That's at 12:30. So if you guys get the chance this weekend to stop by the museum, it is a free event. There'll be 2 food trucks. I think Manolo is bringing some stuff, and I think Tacos El Güero is going to be there. So it's going to be a good day. Good day to stop in and pop by. So 3600 Shamrock, I think is the address, but y'all know where the Museum of History is. I would also like to plug the ourBRIDGE for Kids. This is one of my favorite events of the year. It is their annual fall festival that they also have on Shamrock. It is going to be October the 18th between 2 and 6. It is a massive, massive, massive international culture fair. They do it in partnership with Boom, Refugee Support Services, and Culture Blocks from ASC, and I guess this year Hispanic Federation in the county. But they always have a dope time. I mean, it's petting zoo, free food, pumpkin carving, vendors, resource fair, bouncy house. Last year they had a huge concert stage. I mean, it's a really good time. It's a really great family friendly time. I think last year they had like 1,500 people show up. So if you can try to make it, I mean, the 18th, it's a really great day. It's a really great day. Now I will turn it over to Miss Venitra to talk about your monthly meetup resource fair.
Yep, so our monthly resource fair is Saturday the 25th. So if you all know any family caregivers, last year we had about 20 vendors there. It ranges from home health care. The city of Charlotte will be there with housing. We have attorneys to talk about legal paperwork for caregivers, pharmacy, mobile equipment, just anything that's dealing with family caregivers. So if you know any family caregivers looking for resources, please ask them to click on the QR code and sign up. We'll have lunch. We'll have door prizes, just pouring into the caregivers to get them the resources that they need to be on that caregiving journey.
How many different partners are you gonna have? You said?
Still in sign up stage, but as of right now, 15. So we'll probably have about 25, 30
Okay.
signing up.
And I know Venetia has been a constant at these meetings over the past few years, but there are a lot of new folks on the call. Um, Venetia's organization and what she does is one of my favorite things about East Charlotte. Truly, I mean, always the last Saturday of the month at Weeping Willow is just a wonderful time to spend and build community with caregivers, right? The people who take care of other people. And Venetia has created and offered a space. You started in, I always get it wrong, was it January 23 or 2?
22.
With 9 people?
We had 13.
13,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, okay. I gotta change it because I was going from 6.
Yeah.
So 13 to now you average how many per meeting?
Our average is between 85 and 100 caregivers.
Per meeting to just come, break bread, spend time together, to laugh, to just be able to have a moment of respite.
Mhm.
It is truly one of my, I know JD, you've been before. I know there's some other people on the call that have been before, but it's really a phenomenal opportunity. So I would highly encourage getting connected with Venitra to learn more about the Frankie May Foundation.
Thanks, Greg.
Always. Thank you. Before I move forward, any other events that, I know Michelle, you're on the call, Joanne, you're on the call. I didn't want to plug y'all's events because I didn't know if they were at capacity. So if y'all want to, I don't know if you, I guess the silence is probably a
No, you're
ticket.
good.
Y'all are
Please
at
excuse
capacity.
no. Please excuse my background noise. But I am having a little sort of meet and greet party, as well as it's kind of like a early voting kickoff. It is October 17th from 3:30 to 5:30 at Sip City on Central. So everyone's invited. Tell your friends, bring the family. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
You said what was the date?
October 17th.
Okay, October 17th. Awesome. Thank you for the invitation.
I have an event.
You have an event, Mr. Gibson? Yes, sir. What is that?
Good afternoon, everyone. On my mom put that as my plan on the 26th of this month. Thereafter, so 22nd of this month. Thereafter, so this is having a meeting. Just affordable housing.
Okay.
And secondly, so Meck is having Charlotte Meck a job fair on October 15th of this month. A job fair.
Where is that?
I can provide the address to you. I just got the name of it in my planner and
Okay,
the time.
please do. Please do that. That'll be
I
helpful.
will.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Representative Lopez.
Yes, thank you, Greg. I wanted to plug our office will be holding a legislative town hall on October 23rd at the One Church of Charlotte. I'll drop a flyer in the what is this thing called? In the chat here in just a moment. But if you all wouldn't mind sharing that with your networks, especially if they live in this East Charlotte area or within the House District 112 footprint, we'd love to have as many people out there as we can, just for a really brief but general overview of what the legislature does, and then more importantly, what we have tackled this year, or really what we haven't tackled this year, and how that will impact the Charlotte area. And then also, unrelated plug to my state representative role, I recently started a role with the it's with ourBRIDGE for kids, but it's more focused at the Charlotte Home Center as their outreach and program manager, where we have not only wraparound resources like access to food, referrals for Nourish Up and the Bulb, housing recommendations, a community health worker, but we also have a community health clinic within the space, legal services that are provided in the space, primarily around immigration and asylum seeking cases. But if you all have any events where you may have people who are from multicultural backgrounds or recently arrived in the United States, or specifically the Charlotte area, and would like to partner up, we would be happy to have a table. We can bring some folks and some information about the resources that we provide and the services that we provide as well. And so I'll drop my ourBRIDGE email as well in the chat, just in case anybody wants to connect about ways we can collaborate. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, no, thank you. Hey, I saw your flyer like an hour ago. What is the church that you're holding it at?
It's called One Church of Charlotte. It's off the top of my head, I just blanked on the neighborhood that it is
Off
in, but it's
Almar Road, but where?
Yep. It's actually within a neighborhood, and it's weird that the address is Albemarle Road, because it's like you have to actually go pretty deep into a neighborhood to get to the church, but it is not too far from like Harrisburg Road and Albemarle Road's intersection.
Okay. Cool. Thank you. Yes, Miss Joanne.
No, I just wanted to say to everyone, Galilee doesn't know anything about capacity, but don't tell Emily that. So on Friday,
You better get in trouble.
So on Friday, we are launching our 10th anniversary celebration in the nave. We're calling it the Power of 10. So it's 10th month, 10th day at 10 o'clock. It's free. We want you to come by. It lasts only an hour. Anyone can do something for 60 minutes or less. And it's our way of saying thank you to the community and supporting us for our next 10 years up there at that wonderful place.
Wonderful. I'm so excited.
Mm-hmm. The most important thing is I would get there around 9 o'clock, 9:30 to get registered in, because the chef is going to be opening up the breakfast table at around 9:45.
Okay.
And then you have the usual talking heads at these kind of events, but I mean the important stuff is the food and the fellowship, right? And the smiles and the hugs. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll see you Friday morning. I look forward to it.
Yep.
Yes, council member elect.
Yeah, thanks, Greg. As you all know, that if the transit sales tax passes this November, there's going to be a transit authority board of trustees. The city is currently accepting applications until next Monday, October 13th. I encourage Eastsiders to apply, to be considered in case it does pass. I'm putting the link here. Really would appreciate seeing more Eastsiders apply to this board of trustees in the instance that the sales tax does pass, just to ensure Eastside representation on there.
Thank you.
Can I add something to that, Greg?
Yeah.
In addition to that, if you have already applied or if you plan on applying, please send an email to my office as well, just in case. if the referendum passes, the governor's office also has the ability to appoint a member. And we as a delegation have some considerable influence in who the governor will ultimately end up appointing to that role. We haven't had a real concerted or concentrated conversation as a delegation that is on who we would like to support. I also don't think it's been at the top of the governor's office's agenda as of yet. They're waiting until it passes or just to see how it goes before they do. But if you have already applied to the city or county's link, please send my office an email, and I would just love to put East Charlotteans names kind of in the ring with respect to my delegation members, so we can kind of bounce back and forth who we want to recommend as a delegation to the governor's office. But thank you.
Thank you. Michelle, I don't know if I heard you earlier. Do you have anything to plug from the Amity? Nope. It's okay. They're having a fun event Saturday night, but I think they're at capacity. I'm very excited for it.
Hey, I actually, sorry, Greg.
Fine, you're fine. I put you on the spot.
Amity, I am here. We are having our 10-year celebration this Saturday, but it is a closed event at this point, unfortunately. But we will see you there. So I'm really excited. We'll be at the Fall Festival also next weekend.
Yeah, awesome. October is busy, y'all. Oof. I'm excited though. A lot of 10-year celebrations, a lot of great things going on. Very excited about that. One thing I did want to note, and I didn't put this on the agenda because we got about 12 minutes left. Last year, a lot of y'all were involved with this, but after the multiple homicide event involving law enforcement in Shannon Park, we kind of put out the request for support with let's create an East Side specific violence mitigation framework. And a lot of y'all joined for a couple meetings, and we took a lot of feedback, and organizationally we said, well, we're going to create kind of a violence mitigation framework for us to help guide our mission. Like, we know the way forward for the county exists, and we know, they're not East Side specific. So what we decided based off that feedback was organizationally really focus and elevate 3 different things. First being more place-based resources. So to that end, we have brought in partners. Some of y'all have come. Michelle, I know y'all have been there, but to do pop-up resource fairs in apartment complexes that we've identified as the highest level of need in our community. We've had 2 this year. We did one across the street from Amity, W.T. Harris at East Town Market, at Rosecroft Apartments. We did one at Sailboat Bay. Sander from ourBRIDGE is putting our last one of the year together because one of them got rained out at Country Club Apartments off of Eastway, actually across the street from Sacred Souls. So we're looking to scale those up in 2026. I would love to have the capacity to be able to do one a month. As we know, we're talking about things are getting a little bit more tight, a little bit more tense, a little bit more difficult for our neighbors. We don't know what next year is going to hold on some other fronts either. So we're really going to be doubling down on the investments in the place-based resource fair as a violence mitigation tool, because we feel like bringing resources to your doorstep, there's no really better way to do it than that. So the second piece of that framework was more public beautification. Now what that looks like is not just artistic installations, but also facade improvements for businesses, which we're helping facilitate. There are reimbursement programs through the city of Charlotte to get facade improvements for your businesses, but also working with artists to help them apply for grants and to beautify spaces, because I'm a firm believer in the broken window theory. When it looks like people don't care about your community, people don't care about the community, and vice versa. When it looks like people care, people are more inclined to take care of it. And I know they're not on the call, but I got to give a huge shout out to Four Seasons Homeowners Association, who really adopted the Farm Pond Albemarle Road intersection, put planters up on both sides, really beautified it, really have taken care, and they go out bi-weekly for cleanups. But our third tranche was for the violence mitigation framework was more investment in youth-based services, and that doesn't necessarily just mean throwing money at the problems. It means really intentional investments in supporting and lifting agencies that are doing work with kids. And we feel like we do have a number of really great partners on the East Side. I will tell you all this, and I think it got brought up on a previous call, which is why I'm touching on this. The Boys and Girls Club on Milton Road has been, it has been gone for, the Salvation Army and Boys and Girls Club sunsetted their partnership a year ago, or this year, earlier this year. Salvation Army has been extremely, extremely difficult. I don't know why my thumb is raised. And Tanya, I got you. Hold on 1 minute. I don't know why my thumb is raised, y'all. But they have been extraordinarily difficult in getting in touch with in terms of having a conversation about Boys and Girls Club taking over that facility to ensure that it remains a hub and a safe place for youth. I had a call with the national COO of Boys and Girls Club yesterday who came down here to meet with us a couple months ago, and they still have not been able to really get on the ground like they wanted to with them. I'll tell you my biggest concern right now, because the way that that parcel is zoned, is that for dense residential, which is not what the corridor needs. So anyway, I'm saying all this to say, we had another homicide yesterday on the east side. It was in one of the 5 areas we identified last year as a violent crime hot zone, which was the Milton Road community, which has been our biggest, issue for years. I lost a former student there earlier this year. There was a stabbing in excuse me, no, I'm getting them mixed up. That was a stabbing was at Plaza Eastway. There was a dispute among 2 homeless individuals in the woods behind Cochrane, in the Family Dollar yesterday, and it resulted in a fatality. So, and I'm bringing this up to this group because we talked about violence mitigation before, but our needs are critical. The investments in supporting organizations that are doing, the positive work to uplift community and to support with youth place-based services are absolutely critical. In this next term, and I know there are a number on the call who are receptive to this, but ensuring that we continue to hold our elected officials accountable. And it's critical that we get the supports that we need specifically for Milton. And I did want to say this too for this number. So last year at this time, we had 14 homicides in this footprint that we're looking at. This year, as of yesterday, 9. So the numbers are about on par because the 14 from last year included the 4 officers who died in Shannon Park and the assailant who died in Shannon Park. So not to end on like a negative note, but I remember this was something that I wanted to lift to y'all because it was a critical piece of our work. And Tanya, I'm sorry, I got you. Go ahead.
Hey, no problem. I didn't know. I don't get to make these meetings consistently, but Greg, when you said the broken window theory, it made me think about whether or not you all are all familiar with the city's Adopt a Bus Stop program.
The bus stop program specifically, yes, I am, but I haven't lifted it to this group. I was thinking about something else because we did a neighborhood matching grant 2 years ago that we actually did invest in repair like 5 bus stops along Central Ave. But I think this program you're referring to has come recently, correct?
Yeah, they've just started talking about it in meetings I've been on. I want to say like in the last 6 months or so, maybe 5 months.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's new. So
yeah, no, thank you, because that slipped my mind. Because I don't think that one is a reimbursement grant. I think that one is actually like it's not even a grant; it's a program.
I think it's like the way they've described it in the meetings I've been in. It's like Adopt a Highway, where you just go and you clean up, you bring your own supplies and you clean up a bus stop, but you adopt the bus stop in your neighborhood, basically.
Okay, that's critical. Thank you for lifting that.
Statement.
Anyway, all that to kind of end on that note, we're really looking at these meetings are going to be critical going forward, especially over the next year and a half. I think we've got a really good group of people who are consistently coming, and then new people who are joining us as well. To have 25 people on this call pretty consistently this year, when last year was around 15, is positive. Please know that if there's anything you ever would like to bring up, we typically, stay away from some of the political pieces unless they're strictly informational. But we believe that a more healthy and successful and upwardly mobile community is one that's connected. So I see Joanne's question. Will Commissioner Jarrell be holding a community meeting? I don't know that. I know they're having a community meeting regarding the transit tax with the League of Women Voters tomorrow at Veterans Park. but I don't know anything about an event at Veterans Park on the 23rd. I haven't heard about that. I don't know. Jordan, have you heard anything about that?
I haven't either because that would be, you know, competing with my own. So I hope not, but I haven't heard anything.
I have.
Oh, Carolyn, it is? Okay. 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 Uh-oh, y'all gotta beef it out, Jordan.
Can I make a statement?
Yes, Mr. Gibson, go ahead.
I didn't know if it's even possible or who has such a project that can not only tutor but mentor parents the importance of education. I was on Zoom meeting with Collins of Rice on there, and she made a program that mentor mothers about the importance of educating their children.
Okay.
Is there such a project or a program in place that can tutor along with mentor parents the importance of education?
Yeah, so you're talking like a dual generational education program. And Tony, I think that's something, do y'all have that as part of the Crescent Coalition? There's got to be one of those organizations that does dual generational, right?
Well, there's one gen, or was
Yeah.
it generation one? That's
Yeah,
that,
Gen 1. Yeah,
yeah.
and they just focus on the kids mostly, but I felt like there was another one that does multi-generation.
Well, Cirque de Luz does.
They do.
They do with the girls and their families, and then I
Sure.
don't know if Carolina Youth Coalition does.
Okay.
If they do gen.
Sorry to put you on the spot. I thought you would probably, I just saw your name was
Yeah.
popped up right there.
Yeah. But Cirque de Luz is the one that they're one of the main ones I know that are very intentional about two generational approaches, and then communities and schools, of course. But that's if you
Yes.
are in a school, if your school is one of the communities and schools.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I don't know if anybody else on the call knows of any multi-generational youth support programs. Okay. All right, y'all, we have 60 seconds. If there's any last minute shout out or item that y'all would like to bring up, please do so. Go ahead and open the floor.
I dropped it in the chat, but I just wanted to uplift the TAP program. It's open to any LGBTQ adult in Charlotte or any adjacent county. It is a rapid response crisis program. Usually folks get about $300 and you choose the grocery store, you choose what transportation means, bus pass, Lyft gift card, gas card, whatever it is. If you check the Freedom Center for Social Justice, I will say closed on this call, we auto approve, right? So they don't ask for documentation, and then the only reason they call is to try and schedule virtual therapy sessions as well. So I just wanted to uplift that resource.
Thank you.
Folks can apply once a year.
That's huge. I did not know about this. That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, they had money left over last year, so they obviously aren't advertising enough. So yeah, pushing that
And
out there.
that's through y'all, or who is that?
So the Twirl to the World is a rave program, and they basically party with a purpose. They do raves throughout the year and then fund the Twirl Assistance Program through that and other fundraisers.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for lifting. Y'all, we are at time. I'm likely going to send the follow-up minutes and recording Friday morning. So if you have any agenda or flyers, please send them to me. Thank you guys so much for joining the call with us. Y'all
Everyone have a blessed evening.
Thank you.
have a good one.
Thank you. Thank you, Greg.
Thank you.